Okay, so I'm David Bennett. I'm Micheal Acetta's stepfather.
And I'm Melina Bennett, Michael's stepmom.
We're here today at the second annual Just Breathe benefit memorial event, correct? It's Dyno and truck show. And what I'd like to know from you guys is background about Michael, how this got started, all that.
Yeah, so Michael was a very big enthusiast for Ford trucks. That truck right there was his first build. It's a 6.0, 2005. And actually, he got started with Big Time Customs and Mark. At Big Time Customs, this was one of the very first trucks that Mark worked on. And so there's a relationship there that's really deep and very heartfelt. And so this is the evolution of that relationship, was Mark kind of giving back to Michael and his truck build early on, and started this Dyno event. This is the second annual Memorial Dyno event, and it's for cystic fibrosis. Michael was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at birth, and he passed away 2 years ago. And so this memorial event is really about the celebration of Michael's life, the celebration of Michael's love for trucks. Michael was a diesel mechanic. He graduated from Lincoln Technical School, and he worked on building diesel trucks. And he has a real love and passion for that. And so everyone who comes out today and celebrates this Life of Micheal is a truck enthusiast as well. And they're here, celebrating Michael's life, but also out for a good cause, raising money for cystic fibrosis. And basically the charity for Michael is Breathe for Michael, and it's all relative to cystic fibrosis. And what we do is we find that children that live with cystic fibrosis have a very difficult life, and it's not just dealing with the disease and going to the hospital and the bills and medication. It's about the short time that they have on life and in this world. And so what we find is that we take the funds that we make, 100% of the proceeds that we make go directly to children and people with CF, so that they can do those things in their lives that they normally wouldn't be able to do as part of their lives because they are so short. And so we take that money, we give it to individuals that are affected with CF, and we allow them to go out and do whatever it is that they'd like to do to enjoy their lives. And if it means working on a truck or going to NASCAR or going to a truck show, whatever they want to do with the money, it's up to them.
But we also do put it towards their medical bills. A lot of CF people now into their 20s can't work anymore, and they still have bills, they still have to eat, they still have to go back and forth to the hospital. Right. So the money does go towards medicines, equipment, traveling. You could stay in the hospital for a week, and out of pocket is $1,000 between traveling, parking, and also a little bit of it does go to Michael's scholarship fund.
So tell me a little bit about your foundation. So you guys started it before he passed away.
We started it back in 2011 because the medical bills were really mounting up. The insurance had changed. It wasn't covering a lot of things that the insurance deemed medical necessary for CF.
Correct.
Which it's kind of like a forgotten disease, even though it is so complex.
Unfortunately.
Yes, and we were also informed that Michael would need a lung transplant. We would have to come up with funds. They told us to start fundraising 5 years prior, which we did. But thank God we did, because like I said, all the medical expenses were just atrocious, and even staying in the hospital, because even when Michael was in the hospital, he couldn't work, and he still had bills that have to be taken care of. After the whole lung transplant thing didn't happen and Michael passed away, we started giving funds to other people in the community that have cystic fibrosis.
One of the things that we realized early on was we had a huge support system for Michael, and so we did everything together, whether it be going on a vacation, whether it be go to a basketball game, whether it go to a truck show, whatever Michael wanted to do, we spent every waking moment with him, doing whatever it was that he wanted to do. So when he passed away, we had no regrets because we lived our lives with him. And so what we're trying to do now is to educate people with CF and their parents and their family to live their lives with their children, because that's the best thing you can take away from this experience when something tragically happens to that individual, is live your life now while you're alive on this earth, rather than waiting for the woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Which is great, because it probably helps push people to do things that they wouldn't normally do, or take time that they wouldn't normally take. So you mentioned that this was his first truck. Now, he did most of the work himself?
Yes, he did the whole build on this. He did bring it down to Big Time Customs and Mark Venadia, and Mark did do studs and did some engine work, put the turbo in, and got it situated. And then I bought the truck for Michael because he wanted to trade up to the 2011 6.7, and so he needed money to go ahead and buy that truck. So I bought this from him, and he razzed me a little bit about it because it needed some body work, and so we just put a new bed on it. We got the ladder bars that say "Just Breathe" on there. That was a testimony to Michael, and so yeah, I own that truck now, and that was the one that that my wife actually.
That's actually my truck.
Actually mine.
James is the blue one. Mine is the green one.
Totally got it. Okay, so he did start the new truck.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the 6.7, it's a 2011. He did work on that truck. He did put in a new turbo. He did put in new studs. He did get a new motor put in and all the work done on that. And then actually, it really was 2 weeks before he passed away that the truck was actually finished. So it's really super bittersweet that the truck is completed, because it really was up until 2 weeks before he passed away that he completed the truck, and that was kind of his gift to me and Melina, and that was his gift to us here as truck enthusiasts. This is what I left. My legacy is my truck, and I hope you guys can enjoy it in my spirit.
And the first time that truck, correct me if I'm wrong, last year our last event when we were here at the first annual memorial, that truck ran on the dyno for the first time.
Correct.
At that
That's
event.
correct. Yes.
And it actually did very well.
585 horsepower. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what he was building it? Was he building it for, saying I did this, or was he wanting to build a certain number, or just something that he liked? Okay.
I think more for him it was about the stance, right? That is him, right? When you look at that truck, that's what Michael is all about. And so that's the stance he was going for. I think ultimately he was going to build upon what he was currently doing in terms of horsepower and torque. But for now it was more about the stance and getting the truck looking great and running great.
Right.
Exactly right.
And be dependable and that sort of thing.
And have the power. And have the power.
And now, did he do any type of any racing or showing with it or anything like that?
He didn't race. He went to a lot of truck meets, a lot of truck shows, went to a lot of dynos, with this one mainly.
Okay.
He was waiting to get the other one done.
Okay.
So when he did, right before he finished that truck, there was a local show and shine at our Veterans Memorial Park that he entered, and he won second place overall the whole show with that truck there for the show and shine event.
It's actually the Woodburn Veterans Memorial Park in Wantage, New Jersey.
But this event here is going to be something that's done every year. Big Time Customs has committed to me and Melina that this is something that's really special. You look at the turnout here, you look at how many people are here. You've got over 100 trucks here for the show and shine. The dyno sold out in 40 minutes.
Yes.
There's people walking around here. It's a great day. You've got big time sponsors here like Blast Labs and XDP and Street Diesel Performance and Maryland Diesel Performance, and of course Big Time Customs, and it's just a really great event for everyone to come out, and the weather's beautiful today.
It is. It was surprising because it was snowing this week, so we're really happy.
Got a little nervous today. It was worked out. Thanks, Neville.
So we're here in the lovely state of New Jersey. We've got people coming from Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland, South Jersey, New York State. So this really gets a phenomenal turnout, and every year it just keeps growing and building upon. And Mark does a great job putting this event together. It's amazing.
Definitely. It's great. There's a lot of giveaways he does for the event. The trophies are great. It seems like you guys really have a good thing going here. So for your foundation, I know you said all proceeds from this event go to your foundation. Do you do other events through the year? Do you have another fundraising? If somebody wants to donate, how do they contact you?
If they would like to donate, they can contact us. We can give you the address. We used to do a lot of other events when Michael was alive. This is really the only memorial that we do for him at this point. But we're always open to take donations.
And there's also a Facebook page that's Just Breathe for Michael.
Okay.
And you can go onto the Facebook page, just look up Just Breathe Breathe for Michael, and you'll see his webpage, and there's usually updates and postings on there, status of what we're working on and what we're doing there.
And then they can donate to the scholarship fund or
Absolutely.
the medical, however they would like to do that. You guys have that all worked out.
It's one fund, and if they just write on the little corner of the check, scholarship or memorial.
However,
and we know how to distribute the funds.
Okay, great. And that goes to local people that you or Michael have contacted throughout this struggle type of thing, so it does stay local.
Michael actually had a very dear friend who just passed away 2 months ago from the same horrible disease. And he was like my project. His sister also has cystic fibrosis, and that is who we're helping right now.
So, Michael, the CF community is one that is very close-knit, and there's a lot of CF Facebook sites, and there's a lot of CF websites, and a lot of the people with CF have a lot of the same trials and tribulations, so they communicate a lot and they talk a lot and they become this kind of kindred spirit with each other. And so Michael had friends all over the United States that were affected with CF, and so locally right now we're donating to the children in the state of New Jersey because they're close to home and they're by us. So those were the people that we were targeting currently right now, but we're open to anyone that needs help, that would need our assistance. They could reach out to us, and we'd be more than happy to take every situation case by case.
Yes.
We want to make sure that the people that need help and need funds and need support reach out to us, because those are the people that we want to target, and those are the people that we want to make sure are getting the necessary needs fulfilled.
Okay.
And that was always Michael's wish too. He always would say to me, "Mom, this one needs this one needs that. Can you help them out?" He was a very giving person, and he always thought, "I have, what I need. Let's give back to somebody else."
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So, moving forward from here, okay, so are you going to continue having it at this grounds?
Yes. Yeah. So
We hope so. That's up to Mark.
yeah, we're hoping
He's in charge.
that actually we overfill the production environment here, because right now, we still have some space, but we're getting to capacity, right? And it's a great thing. We started out, the first year was the benefit. When Michael was alive, he was actually here, which was great. So that started it all. And we had a great turnout. And then after Michael passed and it became a memorial event, then it really started to fill up. And every year it's been getting bigger and bigger. So hopefully our goal is to outgrow this venue and maybe move somewhere else bigger and better. But for now, this is where this event is being staged.
And this is a fire company grounds.
Yeah.
The Morris.
This is in Mine Hill.
Mine Hill.
Yeah, Mine Hill Fire Department, and this is their grounds here in Mine Hill, New Jersey, right off of Route 46 in Mine Hill. So, out 80, up 15, 206, Route 46, Mine Hill, and it's in the Fireman's Pavilion parking lot.
And then do you have any suggestions for anybody with CF? Do you have any inspiration that you want to give them? Anything in closing that we can?
So Michael, the biggest legacy that Michael left behind for all of us, most people used to say like, oh my gosh, your son is defined by his courage, his tenacity, his bravery, and his strength. That's not really what defined our son. What really defined our son was his sympathy towards other people that had afflictions and illnesses. He was very caring, he was very kind, and he was very sympathetic to other individuals. He always looked for the person that was the underdog and always wanted to help them. So to your point, your question, anyone with CF, what Michael really wanted everyone in the world to know, being affected by CF really does not limit your ability to do whatever it is that you want in the world, but his motto was, get busy living or get busy dying. And those are the only two choices you have. So he would spend all of his money on his trucks. He would go out to dinner every weekend. He would buy useless things just because he said, I have to live my life now because I never know how much time that I have. And honestly, when Michael got sick the last time right before he passed away, we never thought that that was his time. So it was short. It was very fast, it was very quick, and we're thankful that he lived that positive attitude and that we could be a part of that and we could do those things with him. So anyone with CF, spend your time living every single day, every weekend, doing what you want to do and have fun with your life, because once you get sick, you just never know when that could be, your last few days on earth. And so live your life now. And if you need support from the Michael Foundation, we'll be more than happy to help that.
And just one more thing I would like to add. Michael has 2 sisters. He now has a niece and a nephew, a very extended family, and we had the support of everyone. There are people out there that don't have the support that Michael did, and that's, if we could help with just a little bit of money, and that could make a little bit better from all the suffering, that's our intention. And also, like I mentioned, Michael has 2 sisters, and it's a lot on the siblings also. So for them to reach out to us, you know, whether it's the person with the CF or the siblings, I'm very partial to the siblings of the CF person.
Or if they just need moral support or somebody to talk to, some advice to get through it, just reach out to you guys.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough on the family, especially the siblings. It really is.
The issue with CF also is the fact they call it the silent killer for a reason, because on the outside, everyone with CF looks totally normal. So you don't really realize how sick they are. It's all on the inside, and it's the lungs. So while somebody may be looking great and feeling great, there's an emotional side of it too. So any positive aspect that you can bring to somebody who has CF or is afflicted by CF, or any family members that are struggling because they're having to see that individual suffer, because it is a disease that makes you quietly suffer, and it's usually within the confines of your own house.
Right.
People don't really see it. Like we experienced with Michael, his illness every day, all day, doing his vest, doing his therapy, doing his medication.
Diabetes.
So for families that are struggling with children that have CF, it's behind closed doors and it's kind of a personal thing. So if there's people out there that know families that have this battle of CF within them, enjoy some time with them. Take them out to dinner. Do whatever you can for them, because they're struggling and they're working every day to try to keep their son or daughter alive, and they could use all the support that they can get.
And it's not just the cystic fibrosis. There's all kinds of complications. Michael had a seizure disorder. He had Crohn's and colitis that he was always doubled over in pain. He had adrenal failure. Just so many different things that it affects the body. And he had diabetes. You know, there's all kinds of different things that it affects.
And you would never know, because
Exactly.
you never know what they're going
On the outside, they look fantastic.
It's a painful, horrific disease, suffering disease.
So any type of alleviation that anybody can give to anybody is
exactly. And
more
if it's
than
monetary, then let it be monetary for them.
One of the key things is the emotional support, because, you know, children with CF have a sentence shorter than anyone else, and they live with that every day, and they don't know when their time is up, and they don't know how much time they have on this earth, right? And they don't know when they're going to get sick again, and they don't know when is the last time they're going to get sick. So I think mentally and emotionally, it's more hurtful to the individual with CF than the disease itself, because of those struggles of having to deal with the terminal illness that you have.
The mental aspect of it.
Yeah, and so we were just big supporters of making sure Michael's emotional state was there. He was happy. He had a great time, and that's the biggest thing that he wanted for anybody with CF, is just have fun, enjoy your life.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for this great event.
This is wonderful. It is.
Thank Mark.
Thank Mark. Thank you. Thank Mark. I'll have to go get his interview in a minute, but I do appreciate you taking time out to speak with us, and for future reference, if anybody wants to get in on the event, everybody's welcome from all different states, and the dyno usually does fill up early, so we'll get that list out there, and maybe we'll have 2 dynos.
We
might need them.
And I'll furnish you with my email and also the address in case anybody wanted to send a donation.
Okay, or reach out
get in touch
or
with
anything
us.
like that.
Yep, absolutely.
They can definitely contact you.
Absolutely.
I'll get your information, and that way I'll have it posted in the video below. Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. Obviously, we got a great day with weather. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. I know it was a long day, a hot day, which is better than 6 feet of snow and rain. So I appreciate it. All the trucks look great. I want to thank everybody that had a hand in today. Everything from our sponsors. I know a lot of them have kind of headed out. It did turn into a longer day than we expected, but Freeway Tire, No Limit Diesel, XDP, West Performance, Street Diesel Performance, Last Lap, First Coast Truck Parts, Jersey Truck Parts, Super Duty Truck Parts. I'm sure I'm missing some. I'm trying to run through this quick, so if I missed you, I'm sorry. But thank you guys very much. The sponsors got a lot of good raffles and giveaways, so that always makes it a lot easier and more fun to show up today. Thanks to the guys over at Accelerated Motorsports for cranking through trucks today on the dyno. I think we ended up with somewhere around 28 or 29 trucks. Nitrous Express coming through big, helping us out with the awards there. Super Duty Parts in New Jersey coming out with awards for us for the dyno over there. Freeway Tire came out with awards for the dyno, so I want to thank all those guys. I'd like to thank my crew. They're all over the place running around. I drove them into the ground, not only getting set up for this, trying to get our race truck done, trying to get other stuff done. Guys, thank you so much. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do any of this, so I really appreciate it. Thank you to my fiance and all of my crew's other halves for selling t-shirts and raffle tickets, and again, listening to us complain for the last 2 weeks. So thank you very much, guys. All right, on to some awards so we can all go home.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say thank you to Mark for putting this all together. He does a great job. This is the second year that it's the memorial for Michael, our son. He loved Mark to death. One of his best friends, he idolized Mark, and this is Mark paying back for my son. And I just want to thank him and Erica and everybody at Big Time Customs for continuing this memorial for my son and making Michael's spirit alive and keeping him here with us today. And thank you all for coming as well. So in the spirit of giving, let's go to the open category for the show and shine. And the winner for the open category is Dominic Antonucci. I just want to also add that you know, it's not all about the most expensive truck. It's not about the, you know, money put into the trucks. When we walk through and we judge, it's the feeling we get when we're looking at the trucks and we're judging them, and what Michael would have liked to see in a truck, and also the effort and time put into it. So it doesn't have to be the most expensive truck or the nicest truck out there, but it has to be the one that really gives us that feeling of it's being show and shine. So for the Ford, this was a tough category. There was a lot of beautiful trucks out there, but the one that really stood out for us was the truck owned by Zach Zartman. Congratulations. Thank you. And that's a truck that you can just tell there's a lot of time and energy and love put into it, and it really showed through. In the category for Dodge, same thing. You walk past this truck, you take a look at it, you just feel it, it jumps out of you. A lot of love put into it, time and energy. And the winner for the Dodge category is Dylan Clark.
Yay!
Congratulations. And then the last category was for Chevy and GMC. And the winner in that category was Nick Bowd. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll turn it over to Mark.
All right, so that's all the raffles. Now we got dyno prizes. All right. Lowest horsepower. AJ. Rolling in with a whopping 110 horsepower to the rear wheels, AJ Banzai.
Yeah, give me that 10.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. All dyno winners, make sure you see me afterwards for your cash prizes. AJ will get his $100 back from dyno. All right, now, high horsepower fuel only. Mike Carpenter. We had a feeling we were going to see this today. 1,017 horsepower, 1,262 foot-pounds of torque. Congratulations.
Yes, Mike.
Mike will get $250 cash. Make sure you see me before you leave. Highest overall horsepower, Rich Nicoletti, 1562, 1961. On his behalf. Well done. Make sure I see you before you leave so I can give you. Rich will get $250 cash and a $250 gift certificate to Nitrous Express, and we're sure he'll put that to good use. So, anything else, guys? Thank you so much. I appreciate it again. All the hard work from everybody coming out today. Trucks look great. Mine Hill Fire Department for having us back again. A&J Catering for cooking some great food today. You know, all our sponsors, everything else. Everybody, thank you very much. We appreciate it.